Let's dive into this together. The 12 tips for building great friendships. I think this is such an important topic because, honestly, friendships are one of the most beautiful and complex parts of life. They can bring us immense joy, support, and growth, but they also require care, attention, and intentionality. So let me walk you through these tips as if we're sitting down over coffee or taking a long walk together, chatting about how to really build those deep, meaningful connections with others. When we're young, there's so much emphasis on learning how to be a good friend, sharing toys, playing nicely, resolving conflicts. But as we grow older, it seems like society just assumes we've got it figured out. We start focusing more on careers, managing money, developing skills, and other aspects of adult life. And while all of that is important, we often forget that friendship building is a lifelong journey. People change, circumstances shift, and relationships evolve, sometimes in ways we don't expect. That's why it's so essential to keep working at it, nurturing those bonds, and being open to new connections. Now, not all friendships are created equal. Some might stay casual and surface level, which is totally fine. Those kinds of friendships don't usually demand a ton of effort. But if you're looking for something deeper, the kind of friendship where you feel truly understood, supported, and connected, then that takes time, patience, and some real hard work. It's not just about showing up now and then, it's about showing up consistently, authentically, and thoughtfully. One of the best starting points is doing things you genuinely enjoy. When you immerse yourself in your passions, whether it's painting, hiking, cooking, coding, or even something quirky like collecting vintage records, you naturally create opportunities to meet people who share your interests. These shared experiences become a foundation for connection. Think about it. When you talk about something you love, you light up. Your enthusiasm becomes contagious, and others are drawn to that energy. You're not just talking about hobbies, you're sharing pieces of your identity, your values, your story. And that's powerful. Of course, none of this matters if you don't invest time. Life gets busy, really busy. We juggle jobs, family obligations, personal goals. And sometimes it feels like there's barely enough time to breathe, let alone hang out with friends. But if you want to build strong relationships, you have to make space for them. It's not always easy, especially when you're coordinating schedules or navigating different time zones or responsibilities, but it's worth it. The key here is consistency. It doesn't mean you have to hang out every day, but regular check-ins, quality time spent together, and shared experiences help solidify the bond. And speaking of shared experiences, don't underestimate the value of vulnerability. I know, being vulnerable sounds scary. We often worry about showing our flaws, our insecurities, or our imperfections. But here's the truth. The strongest friendships are built on authenticity. Pretending to be someone you're not. Maybe the always happy, super outgoing version of yourself might attract some attention, but it won't lead to lasting, meaningful connections. Real friends are the ones who see you during your highs and lows. They're the ones who show up when you're struggling, who listen without judgment, and who love you despite your quirks and mistakes. So yes, go ahead and share your nerdy obsessions, your weird opinions, your fears, your dreams, your silly jokes, all of it. That's what makes you uniquely you, and the right people will appreciate that. In fact, allowing yourself to be vulnerable often invites others to do the same. creating a safe space for mutual trust and understanding. Now, while vulnerability is important, so is respecting boundaries. Everyone has limits, emotional, physical, or even just in terms of time. If your friend says they can't hang out right now, try not to take it personally. Maybe they're overwhelmed with work, dealing with personal issues, or simply need some alone time. Respecting their boundaries shows that you care about their well-being and that you understand this friendship isn't the only thing going on in their life. And guess what? They'll likely respect your boundaries too when you communicate them clearly. Communication itself is another cornerstone of great friendships. Thanks to modern technology, staying in touch has never been easier. Even if you live far apart or have crazy schedules, you can still send a quick text, share a meme, or write a heartfelt letter. Small gestures like that can mean the world to someone who might be feeling isolated or stressed. Sometimes just knowing someone is thinking of you can lift your spirits and remind you that you're not alone. But communication isn't just about staying in touch, it's also about honesty. If something is bothering you or if you have a concern, speak up. Keeping things bottled inside can create tension and misunderstanding. For example, imagine going out to dinner with a friend and pretending you're okay eating something that actually makes you sick, all because you're afraid of hurting their feelings. That's not helpful to either of you. Being honest allows both of you to grow and strengthens the foundation of trust. And if someone can't handle your honesty, maybe they're not the kind of friend you're meant to keep. Another crucial part of communication is listening, and not just passively hearing what someone says, but actively engaging with their words. Being fully present in a conversation means putting away distractions, making eye contact if you're face to face, asking thoughtful questions, and responding in a way that shows you care. When someone feels heard and understood, they're more likely to open up, share more deeply, and feel connected to you. Of course, none of this works if you're not available emotionally, mentally, and physically. Making yourself available means setting aside time for your friends, being emotionally open, and showing up for them when they need you. It's not enough to say you want to be a better friend. You have to act on it. That might mean adjusting your schedule, stepping out of your comfort zone, or being intentional about carving out space in your life for connection. Supporting each other through life's ups and downs is another hallmark of a great friendship. Whether it's celebrating a promotion, mourning a loss, or helping someone move apartments, being there for your friend in tangible ways strengthens your bond. And if you're not sure how to help, just ask, but also be proactive. Offer specific assistance instead of vague offers like "let me know if you need anything." Something like, "Can I pick up groceries for you this week?" Or "Would you like me to come over and help organize your closet?" gives them a clear option to say yes or no. Now, even the closest friends disagree sometimes, and that's okay. Disagreements don't have to damage a relationship. In fact, they can make it stronger if handled with compassion and respect. The key is to engage in discussions without attacking each other's character. Listen to their perspective, express your own calmly, and remember the love and respect that brought you together in the first place. After all, diversity in opinions and personalities is what makes life interesting and enriches our experiences. And don't forget to have fun together. Friendship shouldn't feel like a burden or a constant therapy session. Laughter, playfulness, and shared adventures are what keep relationships light and joyful. Take walks, explore new places, attend concerts, cook meals together, whatever brings you happiness. These moments of fun and spontaneity remind you why you enjoy each other's company in the first place. Finally, make sure the friendship is mutual. If you're always the one initiating plans, checking in, or offering support, while the other person rarely reciprocates, it might be time to reassess. Healthy friendships involve give and take from both sides. If you feel like you're carrying the weight of the relationship alone, it's okay to step back and focus on people who value you just as much as you value them. Building great friendships is not a one-size-fits-all process. It requires patience, adaptability, and a willingness to grow alongside the people in your life. But when you put in the effort, showing up authentically, communicating openly, supporting each other, and having fun along the way, you'll find that the rewards are immeasurable. True friends are like rare gems. They shine brightly, offer warmth, and stand by you through thick and thin. So go out there and pursue your passions, invest your time wisely, be vulnerable, respect boundaries, communicate honestly, listen deeply. Make yourself available, support your friends, navigate disagreements with grace, prioritize fun, and ensure reciprocity. These aren't just tips, they're guiding principles for building friendships that last a lifetime. And remember, finding your people might take time, but when you do, cherish them. Because the right friendships don't just add joy to your life, they transform it.